Okay, in this video I'm gonna talk to you about how you can create your motif library, what is gonna be accessible in any document. And as you can see here, I do have one folder or library open. What I have in mine in my right place in Inkscape, but I will go and show you on how to create it. So what we'll do here is I'm gonna go here to the current document. So the current document, and here I have my a few of the motifs I have created. So I'm gonna go make one specifically only for just a few. And this file, it is called motif ink 1. So, and that is what in the end we will be able to find back again. So what we do here is we have our motif, first motif, we right click on it and we go object properties. So then what we will do is we don't have to give it an ID and we don't have to give it an label, but we can give it a title. And what I did, you can give it any kind of name you want, but because it is all so visible in the library, I just give it the name motif and just add a number. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you go and do a set, because if you don't do the set, the title will not be there. So we can do that with each of the motifs. Motif number 2, and then we go set, and and motif number 3, and we go set, and we go here motif 4 and set. So it is this is a little repetitious, but motif 4, so make sure that you keep the right numbers, and you can give it a long name too. I'll show you. I'll give this one a different name, and I'll go say, I'll just call it a barcode and set. This one, I'll call this one snowflake. I am slow with typing, but I'm a one finger typer, so that is one thing I never learned in school, so my typing is always a little slow. Anyway, this one a title, then we can go motif. Well, I'm just punching in some numbers here. 10, and then make sure I set, and just to confirm barcode, yes, okay. There you see, I just double checked here for a moment and I forgot to press the set, so we have to re-enter. So that was snowflake, and we go set, and this one, that one is good, so just check 1 2 3 4 5, and barcode snowflake, okay, that has got a number, and motif 11, and go set, and motif 12. And we can press the enter key, but that does not go and apply to the set. So you still have to go and enter the set. So make sure about that. And then we go set. Now to a certain point we are set to go. Then we go and open up our symbols. If you don't see your symbol window here, then what you go here is to the down arrow and you look for your symbols, and that is here in the top area under the symbols, the red heart. And as you can see, there are no symbols found, and we are in the current document. Then what you have to do is you have to, and make sure about this, because I ran into some issues and it took me a fair bit of time to straighten it out, that you only do one object at a time. You do not want to select multiple objects and then add them, because like I say, that gives all kinds of issues, and I'm not gonna go there now. And it can all be sorted and straightened out, but that is more time consuming than what it is worth. So you go select the object, and then you go here to the bottom, and there you see a plus and a minus, and then you hit the plus. And then I don't know if you can see it good enough, but I'll show you. There you can see that it has the name of motif number 1. And we do that with each of the objects. Hit plus, 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 and the plus. And there you can see, like now, the last one we entered, there you can see that has the name of barcode. Like I said, I gave that a different name, and you can see that that shows up underneath here. So we can basically, we can give it any kind of name, and that name, oh shoot, what the heck? I don't know what happened there, but some kind of glitch all of a sudden happened and it closed all of my screens. So anyway, we are back to Inkscape and my recording. So let's continue. Here, then we go select the next one and we hit the plus, and you can see this is called the snowflake. And we go plus, and we go plus, and we hit the plus. So now you can see we have all our motifs what we have created in this folder, in this SVG. They are now all in the symbol library, or in our motif library. But now we have to do the next step yet, and the next step that will come here in a few moments. I hope we are not gonna be crashing on us. So I'll delete this text. So that is all we have. And now what we want to do is we will go and file, and we will save this SVG. We save it somewhere on our computer, and I would recommend to just keep it in a safe place so that you can always add on to it, or make adjustments if you so need. So we call this Motif Inc. 1 SVG, and we go and save and make note where it is saved. So then we save, and then I want to replace it in this case. So then what we do is we're gonna go into our location where the file was saved, and that was called Motif 1. And then what we do is right click on it and we do a copy. So now I can close this one. We go copy, then we go back into Inkscape and we go edit, preferences, and then we go to the system, and in the system there we will find a user symbols, and we will go and open that folder, and there we will go right click on it and paste. And now you can see there is a Motif Inc. 1 SVG. Then we will go and close out of this window and close. Now I'm not 100% sure if it will show up instantly or if you have to restart Inkscape. But what we will do is we'll go and create a new document, and as you can see the document is all blank. And now we'll go and check our symbol. So there again too, again, if the symbol is not showing up here, go to the down arrow and load your symbols. Now you will get there is in the current document no symbols, but we have to go to the down arrow, and now we have to go and look for our added library. And as you can see here, there is the Motif Inc. 1, and we click on there, and there you can see now we have all our motifs what we had created into the library are available here. And as you can see too, like the name is underneath there, so you can call your motifs whatever you prefer, motif 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, or you can give it special names. And a library like this can also be created for if you are creating certain designs and you use a lot of specific satin designs, or you can go and save them into a library. So if you are creating some flowers in a certain way and you like to build a number of designs that way by using that kind of flower or that style of flower, or with leaves or whatever you can think of, or if you have certain lettering, you can go and put all that stuff into a library if you so desire, and you can make as many libraries as you desire, and now they become really easy accessible. But then when we, in order to use the symbols, or we have to call them the symbols, if we want to use them as a pattern along a path, what we will have to do is we can go and add a number of them, and we can select a number of them. But before they become available, we first have to go, I'm not sure if with a right click if there is an option. No, there is not an option for unlinking the clone. So what has to happen is we have to go to edit, clone, and unlink the clone. And now we should be able, and we'll go and make here a line for a moment, and we'll go to the node select and give it a curve, and now we see it is not a line, so we'll give it a stroke, and I'll turn the fill off, and then we go select our pattern and we go click on copy, then select our path where we want to apply it to. We go to the path effect and we will go pattern along path. Then what we have to do is we have to go and paste the path. So because we did a copy of this path, so now we will have to paste it onto the path. And you will see initially it looks really weird and you think there is a mistake. Well, the pattern copies that is at single stretched, so that needs to be changed over to a repeated. Then sometimes what will have to be done is make an adjustment here with the spacing. It is not always necessary, but sometimes it is depending on how your pattern is created, where is your start point and where is your stop point. And to check that is select your object in node mode, press the tab key, and then you can see where your start point is, and the shift tab that shows where your end point is. Then also what you can see here, we are in the node mode and we can see our path was longer than the amount of snowflakes it was able to put on here. So sometimes what needs to be done is we can add an extra node and then we can drag our last node out a little bit in order to make an adjustment for our last little spot on the path. Also, on here at the start point you will see there are two nodes, but here you can see there is the node where you can go and change the size, and that be the horizontal and vertical. And let's see, the shoot and the way. So there you can see here in the width we can change here a value, and this value will change as I am moving that node. And I'm not sure if there are any other nodes available for adjusting. No, I don't think so. So we can only go horizontal and vertical, or only the vertical, because the rest that has to do with the spacing, I guess. So as you can see, I can go and space them wider. That way I get open spaces in between. But we can go here, increase this value, and I normally don't play with that, so I don't see any change happening there, but that might be when we go and do the path object to path. No, that did not go and change it either. So I don't know exactly what this fuse nearby ends, what value has to be added there. Okay, there you can see. You just have to keep increasing the value. That is depending on what the space is in between. So I will zoom in here, and at the moment at a value of 3 we do not see that that is enclosed, but now we keep increasing that value, and now all of a sudden at 3.4 on this instance it is closing up the space in between. And then we can go and extension ink stitch params, and there you can see there is our stitch out. We will see the running stitch. There is options, so depending on how large your design is, you may want to go and change the running stitch length in order to eliminate some of the stitch points. And as you can see here, there are some stitch points what are eliminated. There still are quite a few extras over here. So this is not always the best way to go. Now I have increased the value to a running stitch of 10. I did not check exactly how large our object is, but we still see here that must be tie in and tie outs, so it still needs some, because of the changeover that we spaced it out, we ended up with a jump stitch over here. So in that way you got to be cautious on how you're dealing with your spacing. To accommodate that, it would be better if you would go and adjust your design or your motif first before you apply it to the path. So I went now and entered the manual stitch, and now we will see we are getting a way better sew out, but you can see the motif was not perfectly created, and that is why you can see here right down the center there is a little bit of a gap. So that is why it is important that you take your time for creating your motifs, have all your nodes lining up properly, and that is the same over here. There is a little mistake too yet, and I'll see if I can, if I go here to a fairly narrow line width, 0.1, and we go and apply. There you can see too again that that node on the motif did not properly line up with the line underneath. So that is why it is important that you take your time building your initial designs really good, so that you avoid a lot of mistakes in your design. Like here you can see too, that one is not properly lined up. There it is not properly lined up. So and I just wanted to show you that for demonstration purpose, that you have to be cautious on how to line it up. Okay, I think this, so yeah, if you wanted to make an adjustment, say, hey, we will go and backspace this value and put it back to 0 again and enter. There we can see we have this space, and now we will go narrow the spacing until, as you can see, now it is all closed up again, and now we would get a way nicer stitch out and the jumps would have disappeared. But if you so desire and you wanted more spacing, then what you can do is you can drag this node further out and you can drag that node further out. Also, as we saw, there were nodes not lining up properly. So what we can do here is we can go and turn down the stroke width in order to see where our nodes are not lining up, and then zoom in really close. But Inkscape has also an option that we can go into the outline mode, and we go here to the outline mode. There too, this outline mode, the color of your outline, that can be changed in the preference window. So if you go here to the node, double click on the node tool, you will get into the preferences. This is also what is fairly important, and that is deleting nodes preserves the shape. For adjusting your design, I like to keep it unchecked. That way I can delete nodes and it will make the lines straight. Also, my path outline, I can change here the color. Click on this color and you can change your path outline to whatever color you prefer. So you saw that it was pink. Now I went and moved it over to a blue, and I go close, and I close here the preference window, and now I'm selecting my object again, and now you can see the object, the outline of the object has now the blue lines on there. And also you can see the direction lines. If these are turned off, then you will not see the path outline, then you will only see small black lines. So I prefer having the outline turned on. That way you can see where there are the direction of how the lines are going. And now it becomes easy to go make adjustments. So we turn on snapping and we will go, and as you can see, I was grabbing only one node, but there are multiple nodes. So I drag a box around it and I make sure that all the nodes in that spot are selected. And as I'm snapping, lining it up, you will get a pop-up that the node is on the path. And as you can see here, there is an open space between places. Here too again, the one path does not have a node. And if you're making one adjustment, it can create sometimes other issues in other places. So we just have to take our time that we are aligning up these nodes. And then there should be a couple of nodes there. And also, let's do this one here for a moment yet. Also, what can happen is, say you curved a line accidentally, but you don't want to have that curved. So then what you can do is click with the mouse on the line segment. Now we're getting these handles. You can, there's a few options here. Press down on the control key and you remove that handle, and press down on the control key and click on the handle, and it will become a straight line. Or I'll drag the line out again. Or what you can do is, because it is hard to select here on the end because there's a number of nodes on top of each other, so what you do is somewhere on the line segment, click the node or click the line, and then the node on each end should be selected, and then you can go here to the top and straighten the line. So then click on that button and instantly that line becomes a straight line. So like I say, really simple. Select the line segment and go straight. Also, just in case if there are multiples, I'm just gonna go and drag out a few here because there is always so many. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. So now too, I curved 4 of them over there. I can go and, for that matter, select everything and go and make everything straight segments, and instantly they are straight segments. This sometimes can be handy to use that option for the straight segments. Also when we are creating some designs with a trace bitmap and we're getting rough edges, sometimes it is handy to first go and straighten it and then simplify and then go and turn them into curves. Anyway, that is another thing. We are focused now on the motifs. So that is basically a few things about working with the nodes, working with the motifs, and creating your library. So I'm gonna leave it at this, and if you have any issues, feel free to ask in the group, and we will try to help you out as much as we can. Okay, thanks for watching and happy digitizing.